Assalamualaikum. In the Quran, Allah warned us against not utilizing our intellect, but instead rent the brain of false religious figures, and in return give them our unquestioned obedience. Allah informed us of the Jews and the Christians as example of those who rent the brains of their scholars and monks when He says, the Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah. The Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. That is their statement from their mouth. They imitate the saying of those who disbelieve before them. May Allah destroy them. How are they deluded? They have taken their scholars and monks as lords beside Allah, and also the Messiah, the son of Mary. They were not commanded except to worship one God. There is no deity except Him. Exalted is He above whatever they associate with Him. They want to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouth, but Allah refuses except to perfect His light, although the disbelievers disliked it. Surah At-Tawbah, verse 30-32. Allah warns and threatens those who refuse to use their intellect and follow false religious figures when He says in the Quran, and do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart, about all those one will be questioned. Surah Al-Isra, verse 36. Allah recognized those who use their intellect extensively, even if they are not Muslim. Socrates, the Greek philosopher, is an example. Now, let's not debate whether Socrates is a Muslim or otherwise. While the Athenian, the community Socrates lived with, believed that gods are human-like and confused, I am aware of some historians who argue that Socrates was a monotheist who believed in one God. Socrates is considered to be the founding father of Western philosophy, but he is best known as a moral philosopher. He was not interested in mathematics or science, but was concerned with the quality of his soul and that of others. Socrates' philosophy examined how we should live. This led him to discussions on various virtues, things like wisdom, justice, courage, piety, and so on. Socrates claimed that the unexamined life is not worth living for human beings. Socrates spent the majority of his life asking questions, always in search of the truth. He is responsible for developing what is known as the Socratic method, a technique still used by professors in law school today. Instead of lecturing the students, this professor will ask them a series of thought-provoking questions to probe underlying belief that shape the student's view and opinion. Socrates died about 400 years before the prophet Jesus ﷺ was born, and we would have lost all the knowledge and wisdom that Socrates had developed had Allah not made them accessible to us today. How come? First, Socrates, like many great ancient thinkers, never wrote anything down because he found writing to be inferior to dialogue as a method of inquiry. Everything we know about what he said, did, or thought comes to us from others like his disciple Plato and Aristotle, who learned from Plato. Second, Greek, that is the language of the Roman aristocrats and scholars, died off along with the Roman Empire in the West. And by the time the Prophet ﷺ was born, almost no one in Western Europe was able to read or translate Greek texts. And we would not have access to what Socrates knew had Allah not preserved his knowledge and wisdom and handed it down to us. Allah recognized Socrates for his extensive use of intellect, that Allah used the Muslim during the rise of the Islamic Empire to translate Greek texts into Arabic before they were then translated into the European languages. May Allah protect us from renting the brain of false religious figures instead of using our own intellect. Amen.